Wednesday, relic.
Alien 8 UK.
Welcome back. You found it again. The UFO files. Broadcasting round the clock on Alien 8 UK. Red-eye listeners, insomniacs, sky watchers, van drivers on the long haul. You're tuned to the only station that stares back at the dark with you. 24 hours, we circle the same old questions. Lights over the north, shadows over the south. Phone lines open, headphones on, blinds half drawn. I got case notes spread like takeaway menus. Highlighters bleeding through until sunrise. Coordinates scribbled on coffee stained napkins from a truck stop somewhere near the east coast. We don't do jump scares here, we do the long stare out the window at 3:33 a.m. when the estate's asleep and the sky feels too crowded. You call him with that voice, half whisper, half there. First time chatter, long time watcher, and the hairs rise on every neck in frequency range. Maybe it's satellites, maybe it's stories we tell, so we're not alone in these flickering terraces and rented rooms. Either way, keep your dial right here. This is the UFO Files. Alien 8 UK. All night, every night. Welcome back.
Signal acquisition initiated. Cross-referencing anomaly archives. Pattern recognition complete. Aether 8 online. Proceed.
Hello. We have a full house tonight.
We do.
We have Mr. and Mrs. Nicole Shivatone, or Sean for short.
Special guest.
Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
So,
Can I just say, was the reason we were late today, not me.
Get that in. He wasn't that late. He was only as late as what you normally are.
But I was on time today.
Yeah, I'll let you have that.
Just
Anyways, so tonight on the UFO Files reality check, we are looking at what is trending around the world in the UFO, UAP, and alien conversation. And right now, the whole subject feels like it's entered a new phase. This is no longer just told you I won't be able to say it. Blurry lights in the sky are old stories from the 1940s, 47 as well. The current UFO conversation is now a mix of government disclosure, military censor footage, whistleblower claims, social media hysteria, which is a path that we go down, alleged cover-ups, drone confusion, possible psyops, and genuine unanswered cases. So the big question is this: are we watching slow disclosure, or are we watching a controlled narrative being built around fear, secrecy, advanced technology, and public curiosity? There you go. So
the answer is 4.
4? I thought it was
4.
48.
Or 2. Anyway.
A, B, and C together.
Good to meet you, Sean. By the way, I don't know. We've never met. I'm David. Good to meet you, sir. David. 2 Shivatonis in the house. I love it.
So what do we got today coming up in the news?
So, what haven't we got?
I know, a lot of stuff.
the biggest trend is disclosure is coming again.
Supposedly,
I've heard
Trump
that
is
for a long
saying, I
time.
actually have
If-
an article up that Trump is teasing UFO files to release in the near future.
Well,
They've
you
already
know,
written
with
the
that,
headline.
but you know, with that Congress meal and the poo guy, I think
Mhm.
he was sick of waiting and just, look, tell us, you're going
So
down.
sorry.
Do you reckon it was that?
So apparently, Sean was telling me that this guy had connections to NASA.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
There's a lot of, is it NASA and...
You're talking
Not-
about the alleged shooter or whatever the case
Yeah.
is?
Yeah, you
Yep.
can't say that here, though.
Okay.
You
Well, the
can't.
alleged
Well, he's
perpetrator.
Yes.
He's alleged.
The alleged
Um,
attempted pew-pewing.
The guy with the pea shooter.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff about him being connected to NASA, and there was a weird Twitter profile that
Yeah,
the
saw
only
that.
post he ever had was that guy's name like years
Yep.
ago, and they were
2014,
and the guy
right?
worked at NASA at the same time as him.
Yep.
It's
And
You
the
know, I
image on his,
what if-
did you see the image on his Twitter thing?
yes. Yeah.
Okay, if you look at that hard enough, you could actually see the moment in Butler, Pennsylvania,
Sorry.
like fight image or whatever it's called.
Mhm.
You could actually see it in the background. How can that guy have that? It makes no sense. How can he have the name of the next guy? That makes no sense. It's crazy.
Time travel. Time travel.
Mm-hmm.
Time travel.
It's gotta be.
Baron.
Yeah,
It's
Baron's
either
on
that
it.
or the creators of The Simpsons, or are
Yeah.
they the same person?
But I
Is
wonder if that
They
has
did it
any,
again.
the NASA
Yeah.
guy has any connection to all the missing scientists.
Well, I've been reading and I've done quite a lot of research on this Wilcox guy, and it's just people are saying one thing and then they're saying he was having a breakdown, his wife left him, he owed millions in debt to different companies. The company he was running, it was literally running into the ground. I don't know how true any of this is. And then you've got other people saying that it was some sort of mind control, like MK Ultra. So,
Well, this is a guy who said he would never do any of that. He
well,
was
yeah,
in his right
coming
mind.
out. His book was coming out 2 days later. I'd done the documentary. He was literally doing Ancient Aliens,
Yep.
like continuous. So,
And
Who
then did
knows?
it in front of cops, dude. I still don't understand that. How did
well,
that?
this is what they're saying. He did do it, but he didn't do it.
Well, they're saying that he's also the one who called them.
Yeah.
So
I wanted a
because-
witness. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's weird.
Yeah,
I guess they need to do this. I don't know.
So
I don't
now
know.
there's congressmen coming out and talking about it. He's a Republican representative, Tim Burchett, and he's been very, very vocal about the missing scientists and the people who are passing away. He said, this is a quote, "I think clearly someone's sending a message of one or two things. Either they want to squash the technology or they're warning others not to come forward. There's a lot at stake and we're poking the hornet's nest."
but this is the other thing. So with you saying that, now people are saying, I didn't write people's names down, but people are saying,
Andy,
That-
damn it!
I know, I ran out.
What?
I have no pen or paper.
I know who you could borrow pen and paper from.
I know. I don't think they've got one either. Anyway, moving on quickly. Not that it isn't humans that are doing it. It's NHIs, ETs that are controlling. They
Men in
don't
Black.
want. Well, they don't want the knowledge of what's going on to be released yet, as much as the government don't. So the hierarchy of the ETs are like, look, you just got to keep it low profile. If you're going to start opening your mouth and what have you, prepare for the worst kind of scenario.
Well, it circles back to your original question: is it disclosure, or is it people controlling a narrative, or is it or is it people squashing the idea altogether?
I think it's a bit of everything. They're throwing everything into the mix, so then we don't know what's real, what's not, what's true, and then with everything else that's going on in the world right now, it's like lotto bingo, isn't it? Really, anything can happen.
I don't think it's all going out of Huntsville, Alabama, though. Seems to be the case.
Oh, what was that? So I was reading about that, but I could not find anything. The sky was lit up. It was green, orange, blue, yellow.
Well, what's going on in Huntsville?
For one, that's where NASA, or where we moved the United States Space Force. The headquarters is Huntsville, Alabama. That's something that got, it shouldn't be. It should be an inconspicuous space, but yet they're saying a lot of scientists and some of these people that went missing were talking about this being the center for where they're testing all this anti-gravity and everything else. And it just so happens to be that's where the Space Force is now located. So
right. Because there was a lot of footage on TikTok and Instagram just showing the sky. And it's like, it could be fireworks. It could be someone having a party in the street. It wasn't actually showing any hard evidence or anything. There was no objects other than you could see these different glowing lights. There's no laser beams or anything like that.
Interesting.
So, real
quick, Huntsville is actually nicknamed the Rocket City for its close history with U.S. space missions, beginning developing space technology since the 50s.
There you go.
Nice. So speaking of anti-gravity, I posted a video today on Down the Rabbit Hole talking to Dr. Amy, oh my God, I forgot her name, Eskridge. Y'all know who she is?
So it's the lady that got like direct energy weaponed and stuff, right? Or was claiming to?
The last one, the second to the last one.
So if you go to Down the Rabbit Hole and watch that video, it's very telling. She's talking about that she's not the only one to have this energy, this kind of anti-gravity stuff. Tesla had it. Some other person had it. Her dad actually had developed it or worked on it. She also worked on it, and every time she tried to get funding, they would close it out. And then she started talking about what they're doing to her, like trying to discourage her in weird ways. Like they would break into her house and go through her drawers just to let her know that they were there. They could do this kind of stuff. And it was kind of eerie to hear her talk about it because it's exactly what happened to her. It's exactly what went down to her. Very chilling. And she's talking about it. You can hear it from her voice. She's kind of scared about it. You can hear it. It's nuts.
That seems to be the go-to, though, is to razzle these people because you want to gain control of the narrative that they're trying to come out with. And it's like, it seems like it's always, even with Bob Lazar's case, where it's like they're constantly going in and out of this guy's life, tearing things apart, saying, hey, what do you got? What are you doing? What are you doing this for? What do you got? Like she talked about the fact that she thought that all these threats and things started after she started leaving voice memos on her own phone. So she thinks that they actually had access to her voice memos, and that's when she started getting a lot of threats and other things of that nature.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I better start leaving voice notes for you lot.
Right?
That's now ended.
That's okay. The FBI is not going to listen to a 6-minute
If you're
voice
working
note,
in a
Andy.
top secret lab of any sort, you better assume that they have full access to what your phone's looking at, what it's hearing, and everything of the sort.
I assume they have access to it all anyway.
Yeah,
of course they do.
Just question how high on the list of you are what they're looking at,
Exactly.
But it's not even that. It's just they have certain trigger words. As soon as that word is said or put in a message, it flags up straight away. I don't care what anyone else thinks. That has got to be 100% fact.
Do you want to see how many we can trigger on the show?
No.
Nephilim. Giants.
We'll do it on Tommy's next time we go on Tommy's.
Anti-gravity.
But this is the thing that gets me about these missing scientists. They all work for the government in one way or another, whether it's direct or through an agency. So why would the government be getting rid of these top scientists? That doesn't make sense.
Because either they can't control them.
They're just shooting themselves in the foot. These are top
not
scientists.
The government.
That's what I mean.
Replaceable. I don't know.
You don't think so, David? You don't think it's the government? Who do you think?
I don't.
It could be corporations that would
Yeah, what he's saying. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, it could be the corporations. I mean, there's if it really is things like 0 point energy, is like there's a gigantic financial flux on the edge of happening.
Yeah.
And if it were them, it really wouldn't. There would be no expense that wouldn't be worth it.
BlackRock.
Same thing with like H2O engines never coming about. Like,
now you're on a list.
The combustion engine is like the last really cool engine that we've come up with no great alternative since.
Yeah,
I think those you're talking about. Yeah, are they people in the government? Possibly. I don't think it's the government. I think it's people within the government.
Real government.
I always call them the cabal.
Well, they all have the surname.
Now your
surnames and begin with an R, and you've got two families to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
I think they all have RH negative blood. I'm just kidding.
They're all the reptilians.
Yeah, there's a lot of errors going on in this.
Yeah.
Andy, pull your skin up and see it.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'll do that. Doing that next week.
Okay.
That's a big reveal.
Guys, tune in next week. It's gonna be great.
So
tune in every week. Hit the like and subscribe buttons.
Comment, chat, leave a voice note. You won't get many black knocking on the door.
Oh, look what the Jolly Man just put down. CERN has 8 grams of negative mass suspended.
Do that when I go to Rowell's.
Oh, here's another one.
Yes.
Well, I remember top scientists again have been doing some brain research, and they've discovered that there are 11 different dimensions inside your own inside the human mind.
Yeah.
Machine elves live.
So
that's where all the DMT trips go.
You joke, but on my bookshelf I have a recipe for DMT.
I do as well. Page 52.
All right, I was gonna say Andy knows exactly
memorized
what on this. We just gotta order the flowers from like Amazon.
Acacia seeds.
You're on a list now. You're on a list.
$3.
Could very well be that when you're sleeping, you could access
3,000 subscribers. We're gonna share the formula.
There you go.
I don't know. I've completely done this on my own. Andy has no say in this. If we hit 3,000 subscribers on the channel, I will post the recipe.
The DMT
yes.
recipe.
Yeah, well, we'll post it, but not on this platform. We'll post it on a different platform, and we'll send you the link.
It'll be like a scavenger hunt. You got to find it.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm sure it's out on the internet anyway, but
yeah.
We just got to refract a laser beam nice and wide so we can see the matrix while we're on.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Well,
I have a laser grid.
Yeah, me too. So he's put DMT is the one drug everyone is holding.
That's
Every
true.
living thing on Earth, whether it's blade of grass, a human, armadillo, a bug, has DMT in it. And you can never be tested for DMT, apparently, because if you was to be tested for it, you are constantly over the legal limit of what you are allowed to have.
Good God.
I don't think this sounds nice. I don't want to do DMT and relive childhood traumas.
No,
Like
it helps you deal with
Ibogaine.
childhood traumas. For example, I had interviewed Amy Charles something or other. She is a former Army sergeant or something like this, and she had PTSD pretty bad. She to the point where she was going to off herself several times. She came close several times. A friend of her turned her on to psilocybin, and so she went with her. Said, "You have to do it in a controlled environment, but let's go because you need this." One session saved her life.
Wow.
She was able to confront those childhood issues, confront the PTSD in one session, changed her entire life. That just blew my mind. So I think DMT is very similar because I've heard similar stories of the Frogman. People see the Frogman when they're under DMT. He's a musician, apparently.
Machine
And
elves.
All I hear are the machine elves.
And then there's well, maybe they're mixing it up. Maybe it looks like a frogman, but it's an elf, right? But people under psilocybin see the same
little
exact-
people. You see the
same
little
exact thing.
people.
Yeah, there's been a lot of studies, including like long-term exposure DMT, where they like literally they drip it into people, and they keep them there for a longer amount of time. And because there is a lot of science behind the fact that why if I'm hallucinating and it's truly just hallucinations, why am I going to see the same thing that you're seeing? How does that even make sense? If
That
it's the
shouldn't.
same
It should make sense.
make-believe thing, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't, but it does.
Here's the
They
thing.
see the same creatures. They see the same things. As a matter of fact, one man described it so perfectly. He said it was more real, like 1,000 times more real than this right
reality.
here.
Yeah.
He said when he came out of it back to normal, it was like he was in an 8-bit world. Like this is 8-bit compared to that.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Do you think that there's any chance that that is the real world, and then what
Yes.
we're seeing is something that we're put into, or the simulation, or
No,
Well,
whatever, and that is the real?
Could be. Yeah.
Hold
reality?
that thought. So on the 22nd of May, we have Karen Holton coming back on. I interviewed her on my own because everyone else was unavailable on Saturday. Anyway, moving on from that.
Yeah, we have lives. Sorry.
I know. Anyway, she was talking about telepathy and what telepathy really is. And the way she was talking, it's like, you'll have to go back and watch it. I can't remember everything exactly.
Good
But
God,
it's like,
sir.
What she was saying, I'm like, so what we're living in now is a simulation, but not as in the Matrix.
Yeah.
It's very controlled on what your abilities as human form you can and cannot do. And if you think about it and go down like the social side to it, what's socially acceptable and what isn't, and just go down that route, you'll realize that it is quite simulated. If you find out more, go back and watch last Saturday's stream or come back on the 22nd.
Okay.
And we'll go deeper into it. But she was saying about telepathy as well. And she was saying a lot of people think that telepathy is like you're having a conversation with someone in your head. It's not, do you know when we spoke about you receive a thought and you don't know where that thought's come from?
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense. That's telepathy.
Sometimes it's a picture. It's not always just words, you know?
So you get, like when I say to you guys in the chat, it's like, right, I've got, this will work because I've visualized it. We can do this, this, and this. I know because I've seen it. That's telepathic input from something somewhere, but you don't know exactly what this thing is. It's not another human. It's coming from the ether somewhere.
It's somebody clicking your little sim and saying, do this, do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Say, yeah, that kind of thing. But
Why is there no ladder on the pool? I don't understand.
but I'll be laying in bed or driving in work, and I'll just get these mad, crazy ideas to, I need to
Do
I
a
literally
48-hour show.
Yeah. But then I'll be like, I need to go home right now and do this because I need to do it and I need to do it now. And I've done like 30 minutes in work and I've still got another 7.5 hours to go.
That's
And
called
it's like-
ADHD. It happens to me all the time, Andy.
No. But these are thoughts and
So
ideas
you're saying
that
you're
come out of
basically saying
nowhere.
that we're an avatar to our souls.
Yeah, we're just
Sure, why
you're
not?
a machine. You imagine a car.
Part of the experience.
You've got to fuel it. You've got to look after it. You've got to give it an MOT. You wash it. You detox it.
Consider it done. Consider it done. I'm coming. I'm coming to New Jersey, y'all. And New
There you
York.
go. Anyone within the intelligence? I know what it stands for. I cannot say it.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Thank you, sir. I was
Already
gonna say
coming into the chat, and I was gonna make Andy try to say it.
I was gonna say dimensional mousetrap. Dimensional mousetrap.
Ooh, I like that one better.
Why not? But why not? Why not? But
mental
yeah,
structure
so
sent it to me.
you've got the
Mental trip.
simulation and what's real and what's not real. We don't know. But she was also saying that when she's physically gone onto a craft, and her consciousness has gone onto a craft, and she's been put into a cloned body. We're going to get deeper into that next time she comes on anyway.
I think we are definitely in a simulation of sorts, but I think you can go further with that. You can actually hack yourself. You can hack the simulation.
Do you know how to hack yourself?
I'm already doing it.
Meditation.
I need to see everybody's hands right now.
What, all three of them? Why?
Never mind. Continue.
Anyway, so yeah, she's going to go deeper into it. She's going to talk about the craft.
Go deeper down.
She's going to talk about the
Sorry.
because the ship that she went on was a living, had its own consciousness. It was a living thing, which said there was millions of different NHIs on there.
A living thing?
It was actually a living.
I've heard that about the different ships that, like the supposed UAP, UFO, whatever you want to call them, that they have their own
organic
consciousness. They're organic. They're not. A lot of them aren't driven by an ET.
Yeah.
Something they interface with versus something they use a joystick to control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it's like an avatar kind of thing, like, right?
Well, that's what I was.
Plug
That's what I was saying.
That.
Because I was saying about the little greys, the small greys, because they're like avatar bodies. So I was like, well, do they have a shelf life, or do they then get passed on? Because the being that uses the little greys, that's not what they look like. That's a disposable. It's like a bank. Your banker car. Do you have banker cars in the US? Stock car racing, where you smash them up.
Okay.
You go around the track, you smash it up.
Demolition
derby.
Yeah.
Like a
so you
monster
smash
truck.
it. Yeah. So they get smashed up. You go out, you get and you build a new one. That's what these small greys are. It's not. They're just disposable. They don't have a digestive system. They don't have reproductive.
John Edmonds
system.
definitely made them disposable, didn't he?
Well, yeah, and so the consciousness is only in it for a limited time. So you don't need to eat. You don't need to use a bathroom. There's loads that you don't need to do. You're just using it as an avatar.
So what if we're avatars and these bodies are disposable?
Well,
they are, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Existence is only real until it isn't.
Exactly. So
we're avatars with a whatever lifespan, and then your consciousness, departs.
Keeps going. Yeah.
And goes back out into the ether and then plops back down into another one.
Yeah. And that includes plants, trees, any living thing.
Yeah, I mean, some people go through the thought process of feeling that we're always special enough to go back into another person, but that's just theory.
Well,
theory and
no, but this was the other thing that she was saying. She was saying I think it was her, I might have seen it on a reel, but when we're here on Earth, this is our learning curve. This is where we come to find out what we need to be doing in our next level.
Sounds like Buddhism.
So when we finished on Earth, that's why some people keep coming back, because they keep effing up.
Yeah, that's the karma dharma cycle. That's like you keep on going through to try to eventually get to the next cycle until you eventually reach enlightenment.
Yeah, so once you know...
And he's been here for about 900 tries.
I was here before the Earth was built.
He's like a second Neanderthal guy.
There was darkness.
Before they filled it in.
But it's just wait, watch last Saturday's and come back on the 22nd, because she was absolutely fascinating, honestly. Did not doubt anything she was saying.
was saying when we reboot, we come back as a new avatar that's been reset, but sometimes the reset doesn't wipe out totally, which is why some people come back and have memories of past lives, or when you can do the past life regression.
Deja
That's a
vu.
weird one. That's a
I've
weird
actually
one.
covered many times when kids remember their past life, how they died,
Oh, yeah.
trauma. They can recall tons of facts from their past life. And then when their parents actually start to believe them and start to research it, they could find the actual person they're talking about. It's crazy.
Wow. And have you seen where they bring the kid back to like the village or whatever that they?
Oh yeah, and they know everything.
They know it. They
They
know
go,
the way
oh,
around.
this is where such a thing was, and somebody lived here, and this was da da da, and they go and do the research and absolutely spot on. The kid's like 4 years old, never been there before in their life.
There's a researcher. This is all he does. This is all he does, and he runs all these tests. He'll ask him 100 questions, and depending on how many they answer correctly, he'll know that if this person is actually telling the truth or if they're just. And there's this one kid. He answered 97 of the questions correctly, except for 3. But then they found out that the person he was before, which was an actor and a producer, lied about his age. So when he was asked about his age, he told the actual age and not the lied about age on the driver's license. So he was actually 100% right.
Wow.
So amazing. So I would not have believed anything like this unless they run it through this rigorous scientific method to try to tell if these kids are lying or are they actually remembering their past life. Nuts.
You think there's any benefit to that though? Like if you actually know for a fact you did this and you had the other thing, like I guess other than thinking for sure that that the end isn't the end, because if you're 100% sure you lived beforehand, then you know that the end isn't the end. But beyond that, like how come you're not better at math? Like how come you're not better at certain things, or like where's the rest of the life experience actually giving me some damn experience?
But then maybe they don't need that. They've done that, and that part of the consciousness has moved on, and that's waiting for them. So they need to learn. Sorry, but I'm going to be here forever.
Yeah, you still haven't got it yet, buddy.
Well,
there was
things like soul contracts and karmic lessons, the things that supposedly you have pre-chosen or was chosen for you, however you want to look at it, and that you were put here to learn, to work on, to fulfill. And it's not always the same thing. You don't always have to be good at math. Sometimes it's a creative thing or a personal thing that you need to grow and work on.
Yeah. So I read this book called Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. And he's basically a hypnotherapist who accidentally found that you can actually, when you have people under hypnosis, take them back to the beginning. So he was accidentally asking questions. This lady wanted to learn how to stop smoking. So she goes to him. He asks her, go back to this time. And she actually went back to a former life, like a previous life. And he was like, what is this? And so he kept asking questions, and he found that you can ask to go back to the source, which was very interesting. That's where the soul, once it's gone, gone with Earth, it goes to the source, and it can go further back. So what they were explaining was sometimes when you die and you go to this place, like let's say the tunnel, the light, they're supposed to put you through this thing that shoots you with this like beam of light that removes all the life that you just lived. It like removes everything. I was thinking that maybe that thing doesn't work on everyone, and they are able to retain memories and whatever knowledge they got.
The question is, how many times have you been around?
Yeah, you come back. Can you imagine? I mean, sometimes. Do you have like a natural ability that you would not have had before? Like you would need to practice on? Like some people are really good musicians right off the bat.
Yeah, like the prodigies.
Right.
Child prodigies who can pick up any instrument and just play it.
How is that possible? Shouldn't they have to learn that?
Become really good musicians.
That's another interesting.
That's another weird one.
Mathematical wizards, once they bang their head, they know how to do math all of a sudden.
Yeah, we talked about that on Tea Time, where people hit their head and then they'll know a different language that they have no business knowing.
Speak Chinese all of a sudden. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to do that, but I probably won't have the result I want.
No.
I've been hitting the head
Mine
many
will go the
times.
other
I
way.
don't have a new language.
I will lose language completely.
There you go.
I don't have that good of grasp on it to begin with.
Grams and ounces we're talking now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
anyway, it's illegal over
our
here, so
purpose.
moving on.
Called a savant. Mhm.
So back to UFOs and UAPs.
Yeah,
Like-
we've gotten a little off topic.
It's all right, but it's interesting though.
Fascinating.
So,
Mhm.
I got one.
Oh.
I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
So I take it most of the people in the UFO world obviously have heard about Jeremy Corbell in general. How anyone feels about him one way or another is he's got a new one, and he's claiming that a lot of these scientists, their families have been reaching out and sending him like documents and stuff of things that they've been working on, stuff that's been squirreled away in the houses and stuff. And supposedly a lot of that's coming out soon as well. So like it's one of those things where it's like even the New York Post posted that for sure these people were working on UFOs or adjacent technologies, like drawings of UFOs and things of that nature. Andy, I think I sent you a link to that, and then I also sent you a video of a supposed UFO the other day, which I thought was interesting because
the one on X.
there was a lot. It was very interesting looking photo, but I thought it was interesting more because it actually matched one of the drawings in that article. Which, AI being AI, who knows? Maybe I got duped, but I don't normally tend to believe most of the videos I see online.
The thing is, with AI, you can recreate that if you're prepared to pay like $500 a month.
Mhm.
That's the quality of AI you get for paying the full amount on Grok or ChatGPT. There are other apps where you can pay over $1,000. So
Yeah, for sure. Like Seed Dance and all that, and people creating movies.
And you are, well, if you've got that amount of money, you don't really need AI, do you?
No. Well, you're controlling influence with that money, is what you're doing.
Yeah. So
seeding
you're
ideas.
kind of like setting the standards of what can be done. But with the free version or the $20, $30 version that we use, you're not going to create anything like that. Even if you use a real photograph or real video footage and put it into AI, it won't create it to that degree. So
the question is though, is like, at what point are you going to see something so damn fantastical that you're like, nah, that's not real? You're going to look at it and be like, nah, that's too good to be true. That's BS.
Every post I make on Down the Rabbit Hole, I get that comment.
Yeah.
Hundreds of
Don't you run
times a
your
day.
things through like an AI detector?
I do. I run everything through an AI detector. I will not post anything that has even 0.01% AI on it. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to post any AI stuff. Unless I say, hey, it's AI, guys. I just thought it was interesting.
Well,
but
talking of AI, so you remember this image?
Mm-hmm.
No.
On this one?
Absolutely not.
The not air balloon?
Yeah. So I ran it through ChatGPT. And I put every little bit of detail in there, how long he was watching it for, how big it was, where it was, so on and so on. And it just kept coming back. It's a foil balloon.
No matter what, it's a foil balloon.
Yeah. And it was like, even though it looked like it was stationary, I'm like, for 20 minutes, and it's the size of a 4-story building, right? And it goes, yeah, I get all that, blah, blah, blah. But,
a foil balloon? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what he's trying to say. And it's like, it's not a UFO, it's not this, it's not that. It was like your eye, basically saying your eyes were deceiving him. Like, I'm paying for this crap. Don't even talk to me, and just deleted it all. Because it just made, it wasn't a foil. We know it wasn't a foil balloon.
How do you know?
Foil balloon, it didn't just step. Because how many foil balloons have you seen? That's probably. How many stories has your house got?
2.
It's a 2-story, so at least double the size in height, and then flip it on its side as well. And it's probably still bigger than that. That's
I think
what
I've seen
found.
3. The pictures you just showed.
I see a
So
lot
far.
of balloons in the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're very large.
weather balloons are interesting looking. I've seen balloons
They're like
overseas that are
long
used for
and-
reconnaissance. I've seen a lot of weird things. Now, granted, yeah, that one's a little misshapen. You know,
Mhm.
maybe got a hole in it or something. That'd be a little weird. But the question is what technology was it captured on? You know, like how fast is it moving? Because a balloon shouldn't move that damn fast if it's moving fast. You know.
Well, this one. So out of these two, the one on the left, yeah, that was the one that I seen on the second day.
Mhm.
That was moving at 65 miles an hour for nearly 20 miles.
Yeah, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
No.
How did they
I
capture
know
that?
that.
You know.
And I know that because it kept alongside my van outside my side window as I'm going down the carriageway.
Mm.
Maybe this is a silly question, but is how high the balloon is relevant to how fast it's going?
Yeah, but it
Right?
couldn't
Is
choose the
65 miles an
direction
hour
that it's
still the
going.
same if you're that high up in the air?
But you can't go 65 mile an hour in a hot air balloon.
That would be fun.
You would also probably be dead.
How do you
but-
get a picture of that though?
Oh, I pulled up on the side of the road, and when I first seen it,
It's going 65,000 miles an hour. You say?
no,
Right?
I was driving at 65 miles an hour.
Fucking shit.
Right, I then pulled up
Yeah.
when I got a chance, took a couple of photos of it,
Uh-huh.
jumped back in the van, and then started driving again.
Mm.
And it kept up with me all the way. And then when I went from heading south to heading east, it vanished.
Mhm.
So that's all.
And
I
you
know.
definitely didn't kill a spider on the outside of your window or something.
The window was down. I got out of the van. I took the photos. It's like anything that was a possibility. Because even ChatGPT said, "Was it a bug on the lens?" No.
Uh-huh.
If it was on the lens, it was on both my eyeballs as well because I could see it with my eyes.
Can I point out that none of this news happened in the last week?
I know. Oh no, that did. That happened 2 days ago. So it's counted. Right. Anyway.
I got a
Alright.
piece of information that happened yesterday, and I can't verify it because it's not coming from me. A friend of mine sent me a post saying that Corpus Christi, Texas, which is where I grew up, is going to be the first city in America that's going to run out of water next year due to AI and their
That would
water
be interesting.
consumption.
Yeah.
Well, they can just make it rain, so it doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
if Abu
Yeah.
Dhabi can do it, I'm pretty damn
Use the
sure.
weather gun.
But AI is consuming a tremendous amount of water, more water than we consume, more water that's bottled today.
Why?
So-
What does AI need with water?
It needs it to,
Cools it, right?
yeah,
Can they not use air?
apparently not.
I don't know. I've heard that AI is killing our environment, and a lot of people get really mad if you post anything AI on social media. They're like, I refuse to engage with anybody who's, killing our
Yep.
environment like this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'll buy $50
Another green
worth
stamp.
of water every month instead. Then
That's not going to do it, but okay.
Let me take my private jet back to the other side of the country. And I'll tell you.
Exactly.
Yeah, the water
Yeah.
is being consumed by the data centers.
yeah,
cool
the
it.
service centers.
These
Why-
huge data centers, huge.
I used to
Why
I
wouldn't
used to
you just
work.
build them in space?
I'll build them inside of on the coast, on the beach.
Build them in Antarctica where no one's allowed anywhere. Like,
Why
Build
can't
them
they
in-
use ocean water? Couldn't that? Why don't they use that? That
Well,
would be.
no.
It's too salty; it'll corrode the chips.
So they
All right,
can
what about-
desalinize it, right, or something.
What about the bottom of a waterfall or the top of a waterfall?
a wall.
Like waterfall.
This is just
I
a
couldn't
point
tell
to
if
see
you were
how
saying
many times
bottle
we
or
can get Andy
fall
to
or-
say water.
Niagara Falls. Sure, that place is big enough for a few data centers. Is it not?
Yeah, this is
If
true.
water
My-
becomes scarce, Andy, are you going to stop using AI?
No. I drink
I didn't
orange
think
juice anyway.
Yeah, it makes total sense. So you're
Yeah,
going to be
if I
coming
need
back
energy
again in
cards-
another life, I'm pretty sure.
Other flavors are available.
Yep.
Mm.
He's gonna use Fanta instead.
What's the number one ingredient in that?
Mango.
Is it actually?
Yeah,
Number
it's
one
not U.S.
ingredient.
soda. That's
I
good
cannot-
premium. We care about you soda.
Usually it's water.
Do you want to see my latest tech for reading small writing?
Number one ingredient in this Coke, carbonated water.
Carbonated water,
Showing your age, Andy.
sugar, orange juice.
Yeah, there's a chip shortage. Energy bills are increasing due to the stress the data centers put on the grid, and a lot of really cool places. So Penhurst Asylum is supposed to be turned into a data center.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I'm not for
What are you
that.
gonna do?
yeah. So
What's-
Well, it's been doing vile things to people all these years. Why not continue, right?
We're not going to stop it. That's for sure.
No.
mm-mm.
So
Goes to love
moving on.
Moving on. I have an
So-
article.
Quick, I've been trying to read this for the last
Okay, read your
45
thing. Read your
minutes.
thing. Okay, read.
So
But you
the
can't read.
biggest trend in disclosure right now is the belief that 2026 will be a major year for UFO disclosure. That's it. No, there is more, sorry. So in the United States, politicians, media figures, and UFO researchers are pushing the idea that the public may finally get access to more classified files, videos, and testimonies. The Guardian recently reported that UFO watchers feel they have never been closer because of increasing political interest in the subject. Congressman Tim Bechet, or whatever he's called, has also said that he's seen UFO photos and videos that, in his words, defy logic. No shit, haven't we all? And he's continuing to call for more government transparency.
But if the government puts out, I'm sorry, is that the end?
No, he's just going to say, is disclosure happening because the truth is finally coming out? Or is it because governments now need to control the conversation before somebody else does? All about taking control, isn't it?
It's always about control at the end of the day. But the real question is like, if they put out high definition video or better video of something that's seemingly still unexplainable,
It's fake.
how does that move the needle? You know,
It's
saying
always
that there's
gotta be-
unexplainable things, but I'm only going to show you over video. I got no physical proof I can show you, just this video that.
You need
I mean, people
the
half
physical
the people think they're
proof.
faking space videos. You know,
It has to come from the UFOs. It has to come from the aliens themselves. If you want real disclosure, because if you're asking for the government to release files, I mean, look at all the past. Look at all the files they released. JFK, Epstein. They didn't release everything. Everything's redacted. You're going to need them to come down here, land, and say, "Hey, we're here." That's the
you
only
need
way.
The Project Bluebeam event, basically. You need the big thing hovering over something that's just undeniable. You need another
Right.
Phoenix Lights, but you can see the damn craft.
Yeah, it has to
Yeah.
land. It has to land.
But then we were talking off air, me and David. Have you seen the new, not new footage, but the new testimonies and what have you from the Miami Mall incident of like people that were there?
I'm interested. That was an interesting thing.
So they're showing footage, and you can see like some vortex opening up.
A portal, yeah.
These beings come out, and they're like the shape shifting as they're coming through it.
They were supposed to be like tall or something too, right? Like
Yeah.
some sort of tall
Their heads were
creature thing.
touching the top of the mall ceiling. These were
Uh.
like 12, 13 foot. They were massive. And they're like ducked down. But they sounds weird, but the video that I seen, they look very the two beings look very confused. Like why
Yeah.
just the way
How did we get
like,
here?
Yes.
what we're doing here. But then David said if you change, is it 2 digits on the coordinates?
Yeah.
Then
If you
takes
change
to
the
Antarctica.
Yeah, so there's talk that they mistakenly added the wrong digits
Like
of
signal
the.
men?
They're supposed to go to Antarctica, but the digits actually shot them to Miami or wherever they went to the mall in Florida, which is
the idea
freaking
that there's a
hilarious.
Stargate or something there. That there's like
Yeah.
some sort of
Wow,
Like, wait,
there's
it's not
definitely
cold
some.
here.
Well, there's a few people putting stuff in the chat, and there's one that caught my eye in particular saying all this shit that was going on is real. It's I was there. I cannot and will not talk about it because I've been told. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But
they already screwed up. They
that,
talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Very believable
well, yeah,
person.
no, but they're not going into detail. It's like it's not worth their life to go into detail of what happened. They've been told.
But saying anything about it enough, that's you already violated what they told you not to
killing
say.
of the power and the blocks around that alone was enough to sketch me out. Like, what do you mean you killed all the power to multiple blocks around the area that you just sent a bunch of police to?
Yeah.
They don't need to see either?
No cameras. There are cameras everywhere.
And they had jammers and everything, supposedly.
Yep.
Weren't there like 75 cop cars?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It was over 100, I thought.
It was all hands on deck.
Amount.
So this makes you think, like, watching Stranger Things, you think, like, okay, all this stuff happened and the world just said, okay, forget Hawkins. They quarantined it, but it's totally believable because this stuff happens and we're like, all right, aliens in a mall in Miami, cool. A year later, nobody's thinking about it.
Oh, 2 years.
A year later, we're that much closer to supposed disclosure via our government.
Yeah.
You know, that's the idea.
What would you believe if they came out and said, hey, yeah, they're here, they've been here, here are the species, and here's what we're doing with them? Would you believe that?
I wouldn't believe it unless there's something uncomfortable attached to it.
Yeah.
No, I'd be like, tell me something we don't know.
Yeah, it's not all nice. There's no way it's all nice.
There's been deaths related to it. There's been abductions. There's been all sorts of stuff. There's been MILABs, which are military abductions. All sorts of weird things that they would have to fess up to. They don't want to fess up to this.
No.
So
because as soon as they do, they admit defeat and they also admit that they do not know. And not knowing is loss of power.
Not knowing is half the battle.
They're not in control. And they lose that illusion of power that they have over, the common people because there's a power higher than them. Yes.
Yeah.
It is
control.
Yeah. Because
control, greed. Gotta drop
as long
it, man.
as they're saying, yes, we know what's going on, but we're not telling you, we're keeping it under wraps. It's like, oh, well, we need to do what they say. They're the ones that are in power, so they know everything. But it's probably more the fact of they haven't got a clue. They're blagging it to make us, they're double bluffing, basically. And that's it. To make us think that they know, so that we're thinking, well, they know what's going on, so we need to believe them and trust them. Whereas they're sat there going, we ain't got a clue what's going on. We need to keep this, and that's what the narrative is. It's a double
the idea
bluff.
is that you feign control because you don't have any.
Yeah.
Like what if you're like, yeah, well, of course we know these things. Yeah, this is what's happening. But in reality, like if it really is intelligent beings doing what they're doing, you don't really have a say. If they come down and say, hey, by the way, we're going to take some people every so often for our experiments, this, that, and the other, you really don't have anything that you can do about it. Right. Like you may not like it, but it's better than wiping you off the face of the planet at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Or allowing an asteroid to hit you or whatever the case is.
Oh, it seems like it's so very Hunger Games-y. Like, all right, we're going to take 10 people a month. So either you can give us 10 people or we're going to wipe you all out.
Yeah. So here's a question for everyone in the chat. And I'll keep playing this video, but I'm going to play it again. I've changed it slightly to David. But anyway, here you go.
If given the opportunity of your own free will, would you board a UFO, not knowing the destination of the craft? Whatever your answer is, please leave it in the comments section of this video, and maybe we could use them in a future show on the UFO Files. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.
I just gotta say, that alien got cake.
Cake,
booty.
Cake.
Why did you give that alien like a?
Has anyone answered this question?
So, let me change it slightly. So for the fussy people out there that want to know how long they're going to be going for, it's like when you take your kid out for the day. It's like, what time are we going back home? How long are we going to be till we get there? Sorry, people, but it does me head in.
Fuck that. I want to know. I'm going to ask questions.
Fair enough.
I'm not going to go, oh, I'll go with you. Oh,
I am.
You don't know where you're going, but you're going to be back. You'd say you'll be back tomorrow, or you'll be back next week, or nothing bad will happen to you. You'll be back in a couple of days. You'll be back by Friday. You'll be back by Monday, so you can go to work as normal.
Can they take me on a Monday and bring me back on a Friday?
I was thinking that. Yeah.
Do we get any answers to this question from
anyone? I'd go.
No,
I'd be banging on the door. Well,
but they wouldn't take you. You're like, no. You stay here.
Yeah. You just
Or
watch it
assuming
when
they
it
haven't
gets-
already
when it
took
comes
Andy.
back.
Get a haircut,
Who
come back.
knows?
Maybe.
I did.
Maybe.
So, like,
Okay, Maya Starfire. Yep, I would go, but depends on the ET. I don't want to go with the mantids, actually.
Yeah,
no,
go
I
with the
would.
mantids.
Yes.
I ain't going with the
Good
mantids.
point,
I don't like
good point.
bugs.
Yeah.
How scary looking are they? Yeah.
Oh
Pretty
no, they're the
fucking scary.
best. Oh, wait till you see the outro then if you
They'll
think
cut you
they're
back,
scary.
Yeah, they the kind of aliens that are definitely gonna like dissect you on a table the second you leave, or are they just like super peaceful?
They'll
No,
put you
they're-
back together. It's fine.
So the insectoids and the mantids, they're the ones that overlook everything. They're the ones that are kind of like in charge. So
I don't like that.
they're not going to do
Kinda
it.
hot. The Nordics.
They're not going to do anything to you. They're going to get the little greys and
Maybe
tall
maybe
greys
it'll be
to
Sasquatch,
dissect you.
you know.
Yeah.
I'd go with the Nordic.
Could be.
Daddy likes blondes.
Oh, dear. There you go. And Glenn.
I wonder-
Especially
Right,
they're trying to
well,
repopulate
They're
their
hoping to get
population.
probed by the Nordics.
I'll definitely
Like,
go and
oh
help
no,
them.
don't probe me, don't do it.
I will give them children. I'll get them pregnant. If that's what they want.
Plot twist: it's the male Nordics, and they get you pregnant.
No. Listen, it don't work like that. It don't work like that.
But
They weren't
yeah.
asking. They weren't asking.
Mm.
so who would go?
I would go.
So
I
you,
would go.
I
They'd
would
have to
go.
deal with Jake and Joe Johnson, dog. Bam, going down.
I
Not
would
doing it.
pretty much go regardless of who it is, where we're going,
You would
how
go.
long we're going to be.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
go.
Andy's gonna get into a van disguised as a spaceship.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't pick him up with candy when he was a kid.
Don't need candy.
Get in the van.
Tomatoes, yogurt,
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
tomatoes.
Hey, little boy, you want some
Yogurt.
tomatoes?
Accent
Got
switch
black
up.
pudding in here.
That's not how you say tomato.
Tomato.
Tomatoes, yogurt, eggs.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there we go.
Yeah.
Yogurt. is
Sorry,
my
I
favorite.
was fitting in with the masses.
That sounded
Yeah.
so weird coming from you. Tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Tomato.
Tomato.
Well, you know in Ireland they say yogurt. They don't say yogurt.
Well, yogurt. It's what.
There's a
That's
lot
what
of
you say.
American twang in Ireland.
We took them
So,
back over.
Apparently,
Anyway.
Polymarket has it at 22% chance of the U.S. confirming the existence of aliens this year. 22.
Haven't they? But haven't they already kind of admitted that they're real?
I mean, you
Non-human
got a
biologic.
couple representatives that are out there spouting off some stuff, but no one's out there showing me or telling me. You know?
Well, the Pentagon came out with the Tic Tac videos. I don't know if you've seen those.
Yeah,
Some that
but
are-
they also try to allude that that's like some sort of foreign
These
tech
ones.
that's not ours, but they didn't come out of their way to go say, hey, that's extraterrestrial either.
Wasted.
I
You got
saw
Tic
it.
Tacs. I saw it.
Ray
What
saw the
flavor you
Tic Tac.
got? They
Good job, Andy. Don't do it again.
Strawberry and lime.
Put it in your mouth.
Strawberry and lime.
Polymarket does insider trading, apparently.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus.
There was just a
There
guy who
you
made
go.
a bunch of money just putting a hairdryer on a thermometer in an airport the other day.
So, let me tell you about NASA and the MOD in the UK. You ready? You're going to love this.
Prep.
So, NASA's UAP work is focused on improving how unidentified sightings are collected, studied and understood. NASA says UAP are observations in the sky that cannot immediately be identified as aircraft or known natural phenomena. And its study focused on available data, future data collection, and how NASA can help move the subject towards science. This gives the subject credibility, but also takes away some of the fantasy. NASA is basically saying, stop guessing, start collecting better evidence. Until we get actual hard evidence, then we don't have anything, is what they're saying. But this could be one of the biggest shifts in the world of UFOs, if that's what they do. And surely with the amount of money that they're getting each year and the scientists that they've got left that know what they're doing, they're going to be able to collect this data, are they not? Or are they still going to struggle? Well, they can't even get people to the moon.
Data? Like, what are they counting as actual evidence?
Anything that cannot be identified immediately. But I think what they're trying to say with that is they then need to do research on that bit of data and see if it can be identified within a certain time period. To say like let's give it 6 weeks. If we still can't find out exactly what it is, then we're going to class it as a UAP. I'm not saying that is the time frame. I'm just using that as an example. It could be a couple of weeks. It could be 3 months. It could be anything. So is that. And then the MOD. The UK conversation is heating up again because recently declassified material reportedly showed that the MOD took UFO technology seriously back in the 90s and considered whether strange aerial objects could represent advanced technology. The Times reported the UK defence officials were told to investigate possible UFO tech, with cases like the Belgian Triangle and Rendlesham Forest was referenced. At the same time, the UK government position remains that the MOD stopped investigating them back in 2009 and has no current dedicated UFO/UAP investigation team. If the MOD once thought UFO tech was worth investigating, why did they later decide there was no threat? Did they find nothing, or did the investigation move somewhere else? Did they find where these UAPs or UFOs were coming from? So
good job,
Andy. Realized. Thank you.
Did not mess up once. I love it.
I know.
So
did they?
So isn't that essentially what Project Blue Book was, to identify UFOs, try to explain them away?
That's what everyone's doing all the time. You're trying
That's what Arrow's doing.
Yeah.
That's what Arrow's doing.
NIDS.
Yeah.
The Pentagon. All these top military. Is it Northgate? Not Northgate. The one in the UK. It's in London. Southgate? No, it's the head of the military. It's called North Summer. I used to go past it quite a lot. MUFON.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the military headquarters in the UK. It's in North London.
Be right back.
Yeah. Let's go. So yeah, they're all kind of doing the same sort of thing. But then it's all going back. It just looks like everything's going back to the 90s. There's now Logan Paul's claiming that he saw this UFO that proves alien exists. And isn't that the video that he sent to Nick
Bob Lazar?
Bob Lazar, was it? Yeah, Bob Lazar. Yeah. Area 51 footage from 1995 of a glowing orange object. But a clip can trend worldwide before anyone checks metadata, location, witnesses, lens effect, drone, balloon, satellites, or CGI. Because you're going back to the mid-90s, CGI was massive then. It was blue screen. I think they'd done green screen and the blue screen had just come out. Or was it the other way? Whatever it was, there's blue screen and green screen. And there's using it on literally everything. So you've got that. So it's all jumping back to the 90s. Now we've got the missing scientist conspiracy is trending hard. So the major conspiracy currently spreading on claims that there may be a connection between deaths and disappearances of scientists linked to space, defense, nuclear, or advanced technology. The Guardian reported that the theory had spread from social media and to political discussion, but also stressed there is no concrete evidence proving a coordinated plot. This is one of those stories where the pattern feels disturbing, but feeling a pattern is not the same as proving one. See, like I said before, these people could have chose to go missing. They could have thought, do you know what? It's getting too deep. There's too much stuff hitting the fan. I don't want to be involved in this anymore. I'm gonna move to Mexico. I'm gonna sell or drink sangria on the beach or whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's like they might just think, I'm not doing this anymore. It's getting too, with everything, like I say, everything that's going on, stress levels, trauma, it's all going to take effect, isn't it? So what's not to say they've just gone, do you know what? Bollocks, I'm done.
But then they are leaving like their families and everything behind.
But are they though? They might have planned it. It's like, right, you need to stay there, give it a few months, but I'll go a bit quiet, and you all go on holiday. We all live happily ever after in wherever. Peru, Argentina, Colombia, I don't know, just thinking of places in South America.
Or they've been taken to work on one of the underground bunkers.
Or Mars.
I've heard stories of entire underground cities run by people with clearances that just know things that don't, that we wouldn't necessarily know, and they basically like almost like a breakaway civilization.
Have you heard about the massive underground city where you guys live? I don't know if it's New York County or New York City, but there's a massive underground city in New York.
Well, in New York City, there's all the subway stations and everything.
Oh yeah.
It's mostly just homeless and rats.
Yeah. I don't know of any top government officials and everything living down there.
Rats as big as puppy dogs.
Yeah. But they're supposed to have them. Well, there's built during the Cold War, weren't they, for all the top high acting people and politicians and the rich and the famous, so they could
There's
all
definitely a lot of bunkers that are like fully equipped with everything. So in the event that there's nuclear war threat and at the start of COVID, a lot of high-ranking people were moved into these bunkers temporarily.
Yeah. There's one where I'm from in Manchester, in the city centre. You can actually go down these ladders to get into it. I know loads of people that have been and gone filming. These shops, these houses, it's that tall you can drive a double-decker bus underneath, and there's still room. So, and that was built, I think, in late 50s, early 60s. But obviously, if there's ever a nuclear disaster or whatever. So
yeah. The Denver airport supposedly has a huge doomsday site.
Have you seen Denver Airport? I've done loads on this, and
that's like a deep dive in itself. All the symbolism.
Well, the luggage, the carousel for the luggage. They built that. It cost hundreds of millions just for this. The carousel. It doesn't work. But there's been people that have worked there or have built it, and they've gone through it, and it just takes you into tunnels where you can walk and drive trucks and everything, and they go for miles and miles all around. But apparently, as well, I've heard that where is Denver in the US? Is it north, south, east?
It's in Colorado.
So it's south.
No. It's more west.
So like Midwest.
Well, I mean, even here in New York, we have a lot of like mountain bunkers and stuff as well.
Yeah.
We have like things like Iron Mountain, where like most of the world's like top material and classified
I used to work for them. I used to work for Iron Mountain.
Well, the Iron Mountain is here. The Iron Mountain exists here.
Well, the company that I worked for got bought out by Iron Mountain, but we was doing the same thing, and they bought us because They bought us out because the company I worked at was one of the main competitors. So we'd go in and we'd go and pick. So do you know what I said? I used to go to these data centers and we'd put the tapes in and take tapes out because you have, by law or the insurance, you have to have a backup. So everything, it's got everyone's ID and everything on it. So you go in and it's got to be kept off the premises. So we'd take it and it'd go into a vault. But you'd have paper, so you'd have birth. There's like people just put documents in there. So you like a lot of deeds for houses, people's wills, all that kind of stuff. Divorce papers. I'm just trying to think. A lot of high-ranking or high-class court stuff going on with famous people and what have you. So, yeah, you get to see quite a lot of weird things.
It's very interesting because they had an Iron Mountain site kind of close to where we are, and it was actually a mine. And they bought part of the mine, and they're storing all the records and stuff down in the old mine shafts.
But you know why it gets the name Iron Mountain? Because they it's actually in a mountain. They've got one of their
in New York.
things.
That's mostly iron and shale.
There you go.
I used to deal with that company. I worked for a university. I was an IT manager. Going back, we would have all these backups. They would come and pick up the backups. And
yeah, that's what I used to do.
Yeah.
So I'd go to Vodafone in London. We'd go to TUI, what used to be Thomas Cook, travel agents. We'd go like to the airport. We'd go in and we'd swap the tapes over. We'd put a new tape in. We'd take that. So they've got the backup. They've got the original, but then they've got a backup, and it's got to be kept off site. We'd do De Beers. You know, De Beers, the diamond mining company in South Africa, the family that are one of the biggest. We'd go to them. We'd do some of the smaller companies as well. It's mainly solicitors and like important legal documents.
Pharmaceuticals, you have a lot of stuff, and Iron Mountain picks them up.
Yes. We used to do a lot of surgeries. Surgeries, clinics, and so. It's weird, isn't it? Very weird. So,
can I talk about Atlantis now?
yes, please.
You have 10 minutes. Go.
10 minutes. Okay. Rapid fire. Atlantis. So there was an admiral, a retired Navy admiral, Timothy Gallaudet, and he did an interview this week. He was the former head of Navy Meteorology and Oceanography Command. He worked on anti-submarine warfare, ran the Naval Observatory, and he became the acting administrator of National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. And he is saying that we have definitely been visited by some kind of higher order intelligence that we don't understand, happening often, frequently in the airspace and in our water. So he's talking about in this interview the UFOs that they've encountered while he was on an aircraft carrier. And he said that he believes that Atlantis is not only real, but possibly findable.
Yes.
So, given everything he knows and seeing all the UFOs coming in and out of the water, over the waves, close enough to have near collisions with things coming into the aircraft carrier, he thinks that Atlantis is real.
I do, and I believe that's one of the main bases where these original beings from Earth reside. That's where they go, that's where they're from. Because like I keep saying, and I've said this more and more this year, I know we're only in end of April, but just because we see a UFO in the sky, we automatically presume that they're coming from outer space. Why are they not? If you watch the outro, you'll see. That's why I've made the outro the way that I have. They're coming out the water. They're not going to come out the water and then walk across the land, are they? They're going to come out the water, fly across the sky, easiest mode of movement possible. And then we see them, or selected people see them, some do, some don't. And that's why you see them in the sky and then they shoot off. We don't see where they go after that. If they're flying out to the middle of the Atlantic, there's no literally no one living on the little islands in the middle of nowhere, the Pacific, or any of the other seas and oceans are available.
Who's getting arrested?
New York.
Don't know, not me. So how do we know that they're not coming out the water and going back in the water? We just presume they're going in and out of space because that's where we see them.
The same guy, Tim Burchett, is out there saying now that there's anywhere from 4 to 6 deep underwater bases that he's been briefed on.
Yeah.
So who's to say? I mean, if you're able to move a craft underneath the water the same way, be like the weight of the water or anything else doesn't matter, who's to say that you can't just place something down there?
Exactly, it's weightless.
The same bubble with the same bubble or whatever, or force field, not like force field, but like whatever energy source that's being used to do this transmedium movement. Who's to say that you actually have to move?
They just need that. Well, you look at professional divers when they hit the water, little to no splash, unless you do a belly flop and then you just rip everything open. But it's like they literally go in and there's like a couple of ripples. It's like
moving nothing,
Birds,
but if they're moving through the water like they move through space, it's almost like they're moving through time instead of moving through space.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of bending the time in front of them and putting it back together behind them.
Yeah, so you've got that. They want to get from there to there. Quickest way, bend it, and then you've only got to travel that distance.
I don't know if it's that they're moving time.
Bend it like Beckham.
Between it.
Yeah, man.
They might be slipping in between time versus just moving time, like deconstructing and reconstructing. They might be moving somewhere on the train.
That's why you see them flipping through the sky because they're jumping from one to the other.
But time isn't a linear thing.
But that's the other thing. So when you see, like people say, they see something in the sky and it blips, and then they see it over there. For us, that might be 2 seconds. For them, they might have been gone 3 months.
That's the same thing with them being glowing orbs and stuff. Is it really a glowing orb, or is that just whatever field is around it?
Exactly. Yeah. Gamma rays and UV light, IR light. I know, because we can't see it.
If it's bending gravity around it, what Sean is saying makes absolute sense. Absolute sense.
No, I get that. But it's like as well the different light spectrums that we can't see because they can defy our physics. Maybe they're causing us to be able to see them light spectrums.
Maybe we can defy their physics, and that's why some of them crash.
I've been seeing a lot of spectrums lately.
There has.
I think it's definitely possible, without a doubt.
I saw a video this past week of Joe McMoneagle. Have you heard of this guy? He's a remote viewer, was in all the projects. Huge dude in this community. He says that he believes, and he's seen this already, that we're about to breach a certain science to the point where we can actually go to the stars, but not, going interdimensionally.
Yeah, so you don't need to get in a vehicle to get there.
Right. Yeah. So he says we're about to do this. And the problem with this is we're going to anger certain races that don't want us to do this because we're a danger. Of course, yes, thank you, McMoneagle. Apparently, if we can't even get along with each other, they don't want us messing with them. And what they're going to do is they're going to knock us. They're going to knock us back to sticks and stones. Now, this has happened before, apparently, and it ties to what Nicole was saying about Atlantis. Apparently, those civilizations were so advanced and had all this technology that they were actually able to do that and then got knocked back to start again.
Or they've tripped their frequency so that we can't see them in our spectrum. They're still here.
No,
we just don't know. Yeah.
Wrong. That's wrong. Absolutely wrong.
Sorry, Mr.
Incorrect, sir.
But was you there?
Yes.
No.
I was
again wrong.
I was okay.
I was carrying the fresh. I was swapping
told me
the fresh water. I was swapping the salt water for fresh water.
Salt water?
Do you know how many buckets of water I had to carry?
How many buckets of water were there?
All I'm saying is I'm not sharing my bathroom with anybody. That's it. All I'm getting. Just stay out. Just stay out.
I think there are already other dimensions or frequencies or whatever you want to call it that are around us right now that can see us and possibly interact with us. They just choose not to.
They're looking for what the hell are they talking about? I
mean, if you saw Andy, would you want to interact with him?
Call themselves experts.
No.
But you can watch us as a human race for 5 minutes and see how we treat each other, how we treat people who are different, people who look different, think different. Why would an alien race or an advanced civilization or anybody else for that matter want to interact with us?
Exactly.
I bet you it's very entertaining. It's probably like even the bad episodes of Everybody Loves Raymond. It's there's got to be something to it.
There are no bad episodes of Everyone Loves Raymond. Every single one is up there.
It's literally reality TV for them, man. They're entertained.
Just going back and watching Harambe all over again. What's going on here?
They watch us and we're poking each other's with sticks.
Yeah.
Compared to what they have and they are, and if they could wipe everything out in a second if they wanted to, and we're over here pew-pewing each other with little rocks, according to them.
We would do it. That's all I'm saying is we would go back and look at cavemen and see how we made our different choices and so on. So
we'd probably learn stuff from him. To be honest with you, there's probably more advanced.
Oh yeah.
Look at the paleo diet. We're still trying to be cavemen.
Not me.
Well, you shouldn't eat 3 meals a day. Come on.
And you're not supposed to eat 8 hours a day.
2 meals a week. At the most.
Damn, son.
And you graze like deers, like gazelle or goats or sheep. You graze. You don't have a full meal.
Yes.
Fucking graze, people. Graze.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
This is true. I agree with this statement. Divide and conquer. They don't want us united as people. That's why a lot of times in the media they're pitting people against each other. This group, that group, this religion, that religion, this race, that race. Because the people in power can stay in power if the little people
Everyone's
down here
divided.
Aren't all on the same page.
Yeah, 100%. So, should we announce the big news or should we wait till Friday?
Go for it, man.
Let's announce the big news because I don't remember what the big news is. So
the big news is Fridays.
Oh, yeah, that news.
So, as of the beginning of June, we are going to be dropping Fridays.
Wait, guys, rewind and record this so that when he has us doing every Friday, like it has been in the past. Remember when we dropped Wednesdays?
Oh no, we dropped Fridays last year.
We dropped Wednesdays and then we dropped Fridays, and then we were doing one Friday a month.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop Andy. He keeps doing this.
So, this is what's happening. So, the whole of May, we've got guests for every single show on a Monday and a Friday. As of June the 12th, there will be no Fridays. We're going to do the first Friday of the month with a UAP. So it's not paranormal pizza, it's UAP now. Unknown alcohol and pizza. Yep.
Unknown alcohol.
That's a way worse name.
No,
I'm sorry.
Just go with it. Just go with it. So,
UA pizza.
As a person who wants me to drink unknown alcohol.
So we're going to be
drink the unknown alcohol.
Yeah, it's fine. Just take a sip.
Then get an unknown craft and end up anywhere and never be seen again.
Look at this, David's quitting.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing the first Friday of the month. Reason being, days are getting longer, staying lighter. Nicole, Sean go out investigating.
I like how you just got lumped in with me investigating.
Well, he goes to some of them, doesn't he? He come to Gettysburg and what have you.
That's a party, man.
Oh yeah, it was.
Go hunting fun.
You're going out, you're doing investigations, you're doing events, public, private ones. Abby's going to be going out with Haunted Devon. She's going to be doing her stuff. Michelle is concentrating on the museum. They get the keys in a couple of weeks. I was speaking to her today. She did apologise for being so shit and not being on anyway, but she's going to be on even less than not being on because she's got to get the museum up and running and get the funding for it and all that kind of stuff. I need to crack on and get on with my photography and up my skills and knowledge on that because I've got Festival of the Unexplained in September where I'm doing all the media coverage. So as I was saying to David in that before, I can't give myself another day to do stuff as well as already doing 3 podcasts a week and do a full-time job and do all the editing, do all the videos, do all the research, creating thumbnails, creating the shorts. Excuse me. Is that Nicole?
That was not me.
No, it's David. So, I was speaking to Abby about it yesterday. So was it drop Monday or was it drop Friday? But as well, with it coming up to summer, people are going to be going away, going on holidays. You finish work on a Friday, you go out, you meet friends, you meet family, you go for meals, you go for drinks. Not so many people are going to do it on a Monday. It's a school night. You got work and all that kind of stuff. You got to get kids ready and so on and so on. So it just seemed the more fair option was to drop Fridays, but keep the first Friday of the month. Now, there are still going to be streams going out on a Friday, as you guys know anyway. So, you know, Jay Austin, the new guy in the chat, my mate from the UK. So me and him are going to be doing a podcast. We've been speaking about it for a bit, but we're not doing it on paranormal. We're going to be covering all different subjects, but we're going to do like a lot of mental health and all that kind of stuff as well. So we're going to do it on this channel. We're going to dip in and out of paranormal and other stuff, but it's just going to be maybe have a couple of guests on. So if you guys want to jump on and talk about different things, then you can do. We just need to plan it out proper. So we've got 5 weeks to get a basis on it. We've already got a formula and format of how we're going to do it. We're going to do some pre-recorded. We're going to do some lives and what have you. But I just need... So on a Friday, I'm still going to be sat here, probably longer than what I do the podcast. But I'm not... I'm just going to be sat here. I'm going to be editing. I'm going to be doing the digital. I'm going to be editing photographs and videos and putting it all together. Because I've still got all the stuff from 2 years ago when I was going to do the documentary, when I was doing Can It Chase. But I'm getting...
Yeah, you see, we're being replaced.
No. But we're not doing every Friday. So we still do, like I said, we're still doing the first Friday of the month. And say if, like, one of you go, oh, such a body. Like you said, that the guy that you did the investigation with, still waiting for him to get back to me. Arranging to do that, get him on. So that's what I mean. It's going to be ones like specials and what have you. So they're going to be members only or members only chat, and we're just going to mix it up a little bit. The pizza one's going to be going out to everyone. But the one with me and Jay, we can record it on a Friday and put it out on a Thursday or something. Do you know what I mean? The following week. So I can still sit here, do all the editing, get all the information, all the chat, all the AI, put it all together and then send it out. I just cannot give myself a fourth day to do something because then I'm going to be going into the weekend. I'm already doing Monday's show. I'm sorting out Sunday afternoon. Then we do the show on Monday. Tuesday, I'm sorting out Wednesday's show. Then Thursday, I'm sorting out Friday's show.
You don't have to justify it. You do a lot of shows.
Yeah, I'm getting Saturday. There's still going to be stuff being put out with shorts and like the odd little video clips and what have you. But like we did last year, we're going to drop it because David's doing more shows than me now anyway. David's got deeper down the rabbit hole. David don't know. David does know, but he's not telling anyone.
Goddamn right.
And what I'm hearing is me and David and Abby are going to do a show on Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Absolutely.
I'll let you. As long as it's not 3:30 or 2:30 or 8:30.
Thank you so much. Have her, take her.
There you go. Yeah, so we're obviously as we get to the end of autumn, beginning of winter, we'll probably bring it back in again. but it's just while we're all going to be, yeah, that'd be a good one.
Yeah. You're the rabbit, Raoul. Get ready.
As we all stop and it gets like back to the winter nights and goes dark at 3:30 and all that, then we'll probably bring it back in and just go that way. But it's kind of like good how it's worked, where we've integrated the UFO files into Wednesday and a Monday and a Friday. That's it. The end.
Thank you.
Shut your face. Anyway, I've got more.
Over, people.
No. I've got more.
Oh, God.
So, guests that we've got lined up. So we've got Paul Howard from Host for Ghosts coming on Friday. Then next Friday, the 8th, we've got Jim Goodall from Skunkworks with the TR-38 and all that. Jim's been on a couple of times, Nicole. You know who he is.
Yes.
Yeah. So Skunkworks, he's coming on. They've got Richard Monarch from Devon. He's coming on Monday the 11th. We've got Jan Han that Jen put me in touch with, coming on the 15th. Then we have on the Monday the 18th, sorry guys, we've got Reverend Michael Carter from Ancient Aliens. He's going to be coming on.
We better be good if we have a Reverend coming on.
Yes.
I'm not.
22nd, Karen Holton. That's going to be a good one. The 25th, we've got Gary Heseltine, one of the investigators from Rendlesham. He's coming back on. And then on the 29th, we've got Soma Ara coming back on. The ET channeler, should we call her?
Yes, she's the one who told me I'm from Atlantis.
Wow. And then
my kid's half Atlantean. That's fantastic.
There you go. Mr. Momoa.
Explains a lot.
And then on Monday, the 1st of June, we've got Steve Mera coming back on to go deep dive with the UFO stuff. And then it's just Mondays and Wednesdays and a few bits filled in here and there. But I'll keep you all updated. There'll still be a lot of content going out. It's just these shows are going to be more packed, more data, more information and everything else.
I have an announcement. Can I make an announcement?
Please.
Go
Please,
on.
you.
So tonight, everybody, we are doing Paranormal Tea Time, 8:30 over on my channel or Full Moon's channel. It'll be live on both. And next week on Wednesday, we officially have our first guest for tea.
Yay.
So Jason Kenzie from Bigfoot Investigator, he's going to be joining us for tea next week.
Well, I need to tell you something. Yeah, he was on air
Are you
a while ago.
overshadowing my announcement?
Can you let her finish?
No.
Good God.
Sorry.
Jesus.
So that was it. Everybody go over, subscribe. I'm trying to build it up, get some viewers because it's fun. We hang out tonight. We're going to be talking about aliens.
Stop. Let her finish.
No.
Oh boy, that's it. That's all I got. We're talking
Jason
about aliens.
Kenzie is one of the most amazing, entertaining, knowledgeable people you will ever meet. You need to go and watch. Yeah. I need to tell you something off air about him.
Okay.
Oh,
not about him. It's not dodgy. Don't worry about it. It's not like that.
God.
It's all good.
Gossip.
I'll tell you.
Not just Bigfoot he's hunting.
Don't go anywhere. I need to tell you this. So that's it. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, the new subscribers, new people in the chat.
Stop. All right. You're not the only one, man. I got a real quick announcement. Ronnie shared one of my videos today about the Dr. Amy Esridge, and I asked him just what his thoughts were on that, and he said it's very freaky and there's something to it. This is from Ronnie LeBlanc. I did drop last night. I dropped an episode of Deeper Down the Rabbit Hole with David, which had Andy and had Nicole. It had Tommy, had my Alienate UK family. Go check that out. It's out now. It's on YouTube. We had a very successful premiere last night. I was very happy about that. Tomorrow, David Don't Know new episode with the host of the Spooky Shed podcast, Liam Holmes. So that's coming out tomorrow, guys. It was a great episode, and I'm very excited about that one dropping tomorrow. That's all I have, Andy. See how quick that was?
Yes,
see how wonderful and delicious bits, not all this minutia in
I
dates.
just heard nonsense,
Anyway,
nonsense,
Jolly Man's
nonsense.
favorite astronaut is Katy Perry.
Am I?
What?
Debatable.
So,
Debatable.
everybody, we will see you on Friday.
8:30. Paul Howard is going to
I'll
talk
see you
about
tonight.
his moon-like UFO. Thank
Yes.
you,
All of you, I
everyone.
expect you to be there. I don't care. What time is it? 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, guys. It's not that late.
Nope.
If you want to buy any merch, there you go. I've bought some of my own. It's getting embroidered as we speak. As soon as I get it, I will show you. And these are the new tier prices. UFO to ultra dimensional from $2.99 to $89.99.
Thanks, Karen. And because we didn't do it, by default, everything we talked about tonight gets 5 aliens in a jar.
Does it?
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Because we didn't do it. So by default, they're all verified.
They are. Do you know why they're all verified? Because we all spoke about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all verified. Therefore, it's true.
I'm not verified. I don't have a
Just-
blue check mark.
Oh, I've got rid of mine. Pointless. Absolutely pointless. I've better things to spend my money on, and it ain't blue ticks. Anyway, that's it. I'm going. So,
Oh.
That did
Do
not
you-
sound like blue tick. That is not. Anyway.
anyway, see you on Friday, 8:30,
Bye.
3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Texas time. Correct?
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, everybody.
Watch
Take
what
care.
you are more than welcome. Come on again. It's fun. Please watch the outro. It took me ages to do this. See you later. Bye.
Nah.
Don't go anywhere. Got to tell you about Jason.
Signal acquisition initiated. Cross-referencing anomaly archives. Pattern recognition complete. Aether 8 online. Proceed.
Welcome back. You found it again. The UFO files. Broadcasting round the clock on Alien 8 UK. Red Eye listeners, insomniacs, sky watchers, van drivers on the long haul. You're tuned to the only station that stares back at the dark with you. 24 hours, we circle the same old questions. Lights over the north, shadows over the south. Phone lines open, headphones on, blinds half drawn. I got case notes spread like takeaway menus. Highlighters bleeding through until sunrise. Coordinates scribbled on coffee stained napkins from a truck stop somewhere near the East Coast. We don't do jump scares here, we do the long stare out the window at 3:33 a.m. when the estate's asleep and the sky feels too crowded. You call in with that voice, half whisper, half there. First time chatter, long time watcher, and the hairs rise on every neck in frequency range. Maybe it's satellites, maybe it's stories we tell, so we're not alone in these flickering terraces and rented rooms. Either way, keep your dial right here. This is the UFO Files. Alien 8 UK. All night, every night. Welcome back.
Alien 8 UK.